The lion. We'll address a few things real quick because I think the lion trend is about to get away from me, and that's fine. I'm surprised I got to have like ownership of it as long as I did. As far as I know, I am the one responsible for the revival. Like I want that credit. Like I didn't see it on TikTok and didn't say it. There were like pictures of text on lion faces before me, but like that's also not what inspired me. Also, I didn't know it was a Game of Thrones reference when it first came out. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. Some guy I used to work with back in a restaurant in 2014 said that to me when I was stressing about something. And I just thought that was like some quote from history that he was using like facetiously. But I kept it in my mind, and when I said the lion does not concern himself with reducing his screen time, I thought that was just kind of like funny. Anyways, it blew up on Twitter because of that one guy talking about long coat Rona, and I think it's now just going to become a whole thing. And what's crazy is that guy DM'd me saying like, "Hey man, I got like a bunch of million views with your lion idea. Like I felt like I should have tagged you." And it's like I would have appreciated it. That would have been cool, but like I'm honestly like flattered that people still like feel like they need to tag me or message me at all. If you guys do it, I'm grateful. I think I'll still keep making them because I feel like I think of good ones. But yeah, it looks like it's finally become like a trend and not just like my thing. Also, I never wanted to ask this in lion character, but if you like me, follow me. Like I want to make other stuff too, and like if you liked me up to this point, give me a shot with my other stuff. A lion does not concern himself with reducing his screen time. The lion doesn't concern himself with open container laws. The lion doesn't concern himself with being good at math. A lion doesn't ask if the pen is fake. The lion does not concern himself with the school zone speed limit. The lion cannot bring himself to trust a therapist. The lion blames all of his shortcomings upon his parents. The lion does not concern himself with attachment styles and love language. The lion does not concern himself with the check engine light. The closer that people get to the lion, the more that the lion treats them as an extension of himself, which can be bad because the lion has a lot of unresolved self-loathing. The lion must learn to love himself before the ones closest to him pay the price. The lion does not concern himself with paying for Chipotle to-go orders. The lion swears he was a child just yesterday, and suddenly his parents are a lot older, his choices seem to matter a lot more, and time, which used to be a reliable ally, has suddenly turned into an unrelenting enemy. The lion does not hesitate to spend $32 at the Taco Bell drive-thru at 1:27 a.m. The lion does not take crap from people with peanut allergies. The lion does not concern himself with his gut microbiome. The lion does not concern himself with finishing his whole course of antibiotics after surgery. The lion wants to see Epstein's list regardless of whoever's in office. The lion does not concern himself with hyperactivity and behavioral issues in some children related to the use of Red 40 in hot Cheetos. The lion rages against God because if you leave a bunch of children unsupervised and they end up hurting each other, the lion wouldn't blame the free will of the children. The lion does not concern himself with coming to a complete stop at a stop sign. The lion does not yield to pedestrians. The lion does not concern himself with how you're supposed to use a roundabout. The lion does not concern himself with the check engine light. The lion does not concern himself with his circadian rhythm. The lion refuses to use a bidet in case he likes it too much. The lion loves technology, but hates tech companies. The lion does not believe in segregating his laundry. The lion does not believe in lactose intolerance. The lion does not return the shopping cart into the little shopping cart corral. The lion does not concern himself with millennial pauses. The lion does not fear overloading the washing machine with too many clothes. The lion does not concern himself with washing his water bottle between uses. Not return the shopping cart. The lion was prepared for rage, and the lion was prepared for hate. But the lion was not prepared for disappointment and sadness from the people. I never meant to hurt the people. The man behind the lion was joking. Somebody said that this is what 9/11 must have felt like. I was prepared to let it ride and just deal with the pain until I remembered I have a nice bit of proof that speaks to the lion's character. This is the lion's Facebook profile, and this is a group called I Hate Rogue Shopping Cart. I formed it in the ancient halls of Facebook back in 2009. Here is the charter. Now, I'm not sorry for messing around. The lion has fun. But I am sorry for the pain that I've caused. I will never take the mantle of the lion lightly, ever again. The lion does not concern himself with the expected value calculation of a Powerball ticket. The lion does not concern himself with writing a useful description in the Zelle payment notes. The lion keeps the jungle clean by aiming for the little pieces of poop on the toilet when he pees. The lion knows that you cannot calculate the expected value of a ticket without taking into account player participation and the odds of splitting the pot. Anybody claiming that the lottery is a positive expected value is wrong and does not understand the math. The lion knows the ticket is a negative expected value and buys it anyway for fun, and advises anybody else playing to understand the same. It is not good for you financially to play this game, unless you want to. The lion does not concern himself with the little bit of pee that comes out after you put your pants back up. The lion does not trust the type of people who write Yelp reviews. The lion does not concern himself with Google or Yelp ratings, only volume. The lion does not lecture young people on the consumption of flavored air. He only asks that you decide what age would you be embarrassed to still be doing it at. And remember that number. It's probably not as high as 32, which is how long it took me to, yeah. The lion does concern himself with code switching from these to these when responding to Gen Z on TikTok comments. The lion expected the YouTube dislike button to be back by now. The lion does not concern himself with a variety. The lion does concern himself with Gen Z and brain rot. I'm not about to talk down to you guys. The lion will never talk down to you. I'm worried because I can't get off my phone. And I knew a life before brain rot. All this time I thought, how could Gen Z ever escape this when all they've ever known is the brain rot? But now I'm wondering if I have it all wrong. The boomers fall for the AI slop and the millennials get caught in the brain rot because we didn't grow up with brain rot. We have no natural defenses and our eyes cannot see in this darkness. But you, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, you grew up in the darkness. And maybe that makes you better suited to find the light again. I hope so, because brain rot's done a real number on me. I certainly hope you guys are doing better than the lion. The lion knows the hopelessness of craving a dish from a restaurant that no longer operates. And he fears the day that he needs words from a human that no longer operates. The lion does not concern himself with gooning on 9/11. A lion does not concern himself with gaining Apex ranked points. The lion does not concern himself with flying too close to the sun, because he likes the fall that follows. The lion does not concern himself with which side serves first. The lion does not concern himself with dinking at the kitchen. The lion does not concern himself with keeping his heart rate in zone 2. The lion does not concern himself with food poisoning from buffets. The lion grows weary of trying to hit the more button and accidentally hitting the dislike button. The lion does not concern himself with the opinions of faceless TikTok accounts. Faceless TikTok accounts. The lion learned the other lions don't concern themselves with reading the description. The lion does not concern himself with a courtesy flush. The lion has recently discovered that girls take forever when they go to the bathroom together because they all take turns pooping into the same toilet. The lion is sure that water is not dangerous. It was never dangerous. The airplanes just don't want you to pee too much and make the plane heavy, because then it would cost more fuel and more money. The lion is starting to forget the not quite friends, but I recognize them and they're cool people in his Facebook memories when they pop up. The lion does concern himself with food waste. The lion does not concern himself with the so-called detrimental health effects of energy drinks. The lion has never concerned himself with good-hearted people asking what kind of Asian he is. The lion is not concerned about a little caffeine dependency. The lion does not concern himself with renewing his license and registration until he gets a fix-it ticket. The lion does not concern himself with how his thumb scrolls with a mind of its own at night when he's trying to sleep. The lion does not concern himself with the growing desperation with which he tries to scroll this app in an attempt to fill the forever empty. The lion does not concern himself with the downwind consequences of consuming short-form content nonstop for hours at a time. The lion is overwhelmingly grateful for the respect he's been shown on TikTok. The lion does not concern himself with his dependency on the 2x speed function of TikTok. The lion does not concern himself with the constant feeling that he's supposed to be doing something else. The lion does not concern himself with the fact that the Jeep is moving. The lion does not concern himself with how dizzy he gets when he stands up. The lion does not concern himself with the fact that he can feel his heartbeat sometimes. The lion does not concern himself with effective time management. The lion does not concern himself with the proper pronunciation of Emma-less in Paris. The lion doesn't concern himself with finding fulfillment in his day job. The lion wants to tell you, the journey may be long, but the steps themselves are small. The lion does not concern himself with the value of his soul in a universe dictated by causality. The lion does not concern himself with a government shutdown. The lion does not concern himself with the fact that colors appear duller as of late. The lion does not concern himself with waking up to the first alarm. The lion is quite overdue to release his inhibitions and feel the rain on his skin. The lion does not concern himself with objects in the mirror being closer than they appear. The lion does not concern himself with emergent AIs threatening to destroy his entire career path. The lion signed up for Cameo to try and monetize without selling out. The lion copies the homework from his friends right before class. The lion is not embarrassed to fall for little tricks of capitalism. The lion does not concern himself with learning from his mistakes.
The lion doesn't concern herself. The lion does concern herself.
A lion does not concern himself with reducing his screen time.